Two more teams are looking to survive and advance in the NCAA volleyball tournament. Tonight it's Kentucky and the upstart Southeast Missouri from the Ohio Valley Conference. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dick Gabriel along with Kathy DeBoer. Welcome back. Already one match in the books today. Michigan knocks off Northern Kentucky, and Southeast Missouri full of confidence coming in tonight.
Absolutely. This is a team that was picked 6th in the OVC. They climbed to the top. They think they belong here.
Well, the Kentucky Wildcats are SEC champions once again. You see the bracket. The winner of this one takes on those Michigan Wolverines, and Kentucky led by one of the best players in the country and the SEC Player of the Year.
Leah Edmond, just such a broad range of different things that she can do. Hitting from the outside, hitting from the back row, scoring from a lot of different positions along the net, and earned her 4.5 kills a game and two-time SEC MVP.
And SEMO led by Lainey Malloy, and she's got a pretty good skill set.
Nice resume for Lainey Malloy. She brings 3 kills per set to the table for this SEMO team to lead them there, and she also leads them from the service line. She's the best server in the OVC with 45 aces.
Coached by Julie Yankas, she has the Redhawks in her first OVC tournament in a long, long time. Her first as a head coach in her 9th year.
Yeah, her first, and the last time they were in the NCAA tournament was 2000. So she wasn't there, but she's ready to bring them back and take a look at where the SEMO team can go tonight.
And they got a win back in 2000 in the NCAAs. Craig Skinner bringing his team to a 15th straight NCAA tournament, and ever since he got to Kentucky, this has been the standard, Kathy. As you know, you've got to get to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and with Kentucky under Craig, it hasn't been if, it's been where they're going and how high their seed's going to be and how deep they go into the bracket. So expectations high here for this Kentucky team.
A couple of years ago, the Wildcats get to the Elite Eight. Now they got the chance to play on their home court through that stage of the tournament. Going to take some luck if Kentucky comes out of this bracket to play again here in the Coliseum, but the important thing, of course, is win tonight. And what's vital for this Kentucky team, Coach, is the fact that so many of these players have NCAA tournament experience, and that matters, does it not?
Yes, absolutely. They know the jitters, they know the butterflies, but they've been here, they know how to grind it out. And it'll be interesting with this SEMO team to see once. Here we're looking at Craig Skinner and the SEC championships, 3 in a row for the first time ever, and 5 players with some awards here from the conference. Leah Edmond, of course, we've already talked about. Gabby Curry, Libero of the Year, but then also Allie Stumler and Madison Lilly, the setter, also all 4 of them first team All-SEC out of 14 players. So the conference really respecting this Kentucky team and giving them credit.
So the best defensive player, the best setter, the best killer, and then help on the other side of the floor from Allie Stumler, who was only the SEC's Freshman of the Year last season. So she has built upon what she did last year. So a great foundation for Kentucky, but none of that matters tonight if you don't bring it to Southeast Missouri.
And yeah, for them, and you know, Craig Skinner knows this, you don't overlook anyone in the NCAA tournament. The bad teams are home, some of them looking for coaches. The good teams are left.
And we remind you that 2 years ago on that Elite Eight run, Kentucky nearly lost in the opening round. There's Leah Meyer, a transfer from Duke, graduate transfer, and picked a good season to join the Wildcats.
And really filled a hole left by Brooke Morgan in the Kentucky middle with an All-ACC player. That was just a real good find for Craig Skinner.
Stumler to Lilly. Through the Kentucky defense. There's Edmond, and the Redhawks just can't run it down. You see a lot of that tonight for Kentucky.
Edmond just hits the ball hard enough that if your block's not formed, she's going to knock your hands off of the net, and now you got to chase a deflection.
That's long for Allie Stumler. 30th service error of the year, but leads the team with 29 aces. So now SEMO gets a chance to serve under Ali Dion, junior from Algonquin, Illinois. And the overpass, good opportunity here for the Redhawks. Dig by Curry. Stumler back row. That's Malloy. Curry the dig. Malloy again. Had to roll it and into the donut, and Stumler and Edmond collide. Stumler took Edmond's shoulder off the side of her head. A little dazed.
Nice roll shot here. Good ball pursuit. You gotta love that, but you don't want to see your two best outside hitters clanging heads.
Dion serving again, and again they go to Thorpe. There's Edmond. Redhawks just can't run it down off Claire Oakes, the sophomore. The Wildcats retake the lead. And Meyer will drop back to serve. SEC Defensive Player of the Week back in October. Tough start on this point for the Redhawks. Back row Stumler had to roll it. Malloy kept it alive. Now the big swing. Nice dig by Thorpe. There's Edmond again. Great play by Tara Bilesmith, the libero. Free ball. Kendall Paris puts it down for the Wildcats. The junior, 151 kills coming into the tournament. Started with a dig.
Absolutely, Tharp on the dig. Lauren Tharp on the dig. Leads to a choice ball for Madison Lilly, and she gets to go behind, split the block.
They set Paris again, but blocked by Malloy. And SEMO comes back to take the point. Malloy making the all-tournament team in Jacksonville, Alabama.
One-on-one. You don't want to get stuffed one-on-one, Kendall Paris is saying to herself.
Bilesmith serving it. They set Edmond. Right through the defense, Leah Edmond. As Kathy said, two-time SEC Player of the Year, the senior, right here in Lexington. At least played her high school and middle school here in Lexington. Moved here with her father, who's strength and conditioning staff at Mark Stoops' football team. There's Malloy. There's the Kentucky defense. That's wide, no touch by the Wildcats. And Kentucky with a 6-3 lead.
Good tracking by the Kentucky team here to pick up Malloy coming and hitting in the middle of the court.
Madison Lilly serving it, and Bilesmith can't handle it, the ace.
I think
Madison Lilly.
Bilesmith feels like if she would have gotten out of the way, that ball was going to continue to sail, but just took off on her, got high on her body.
Malloy again. Nicely done by Lainey Malloy. That's a veteran move.
Exactly. Seeing that the line is closed, so Madison Lilly releases and then rolling the ball right to where Madison Lilly left from.
Emily Baguetto, the senior from Joliet, Illinois, serves it. Caitlin Cooper off the hands of the Redhawks, and she just soars as high as she has to.
This goes up to the elevator to another level because that ball was pretty tight to the net. Could have been blocked pretty easily, but Cooper just got to it when it was still high.
Leah Edmonds serving, owns the school record for kills now. The rally scoring error. There's Malloy. Edmond from the back row. Now Stumler. And a net violation on SEMO. Looked like the Redhawks had it right where they wanted it.
Yeah, but Claire Oakes just got her shoulder in the net as she was trying to handle that ball that was passed pretty tight.
Leah Edmond from Dunbar High School here in Lexington. They retired her jersey. She retired earlier this year. Taking a good dig. Well done by the Seahawks, or the Redhawks rather. SEMO Redhawks, Krista Burns. I don't think you'll see any Seahawks in Missouri. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I know there's that global warming thing, but I think it's got to go a ways.
Wildcats still lead it by 4. Madison Lilly almost rescued, but it's alive now. Live ball and a free ball, and that's long.
Well, that's
Southeast Missouri.
Great hitter coverage work there by Gabby Curry. That's one of the reasons she's the libero of the year. That ball was stuff blocked straight down, and it didn't go down.
Mike Edmonds, second year in a row for Curry. No touch by the Wildcats, or was it? Yes, there was. Well, the kill goes to Kuhlman, Michaela Kuhlman, senior from St. Louis. And a 4-point Kentucky lead. Krista Burns serving. No chance at a rescue there by SEMO, and that began with a good pass.
And a good job by Cooper going on the outside of the block towards the back line. Hitters want to hit the ball straight down, and most of the time the most effective shot is to attack the last 2 feet of the court.
Cooper listed at 5'11". That's a little generous, but it doesn't matter the way she leaves. Lilly and Meyer are on that right side. They get a piece of it. Curry with a dig, but cleaning up is Maggie Adams.
Curry just again with a spectacular read on the play, but just couldn't quite keep the dig on this side of the net.
Adams spectacular in the OVC final. 5 kills and 4 blocks. When Curry watched it all the way, and then in her ear was Edmonds screaming out. So they made the right choice.
Walk it back to the line. Don't guess it back to the line. Walk it back to the line, which they did.
Allie Stumler now, the sophomore from Floyd Knobs, Indiana. Was there a touch? No, there was not.
And Stumler doesn't get an ace on that, but the play was completely disrupted by the fact that the setter couldn't handle the pass.
What a year Stumler's had following up on that terrific freshman season. There's Curry again. A violation. Did they say she was in the net?
I think it was Lilly in the net.
Oh,
yeah, I think it was Lilly in the net. Yeah, the Kentucky, I don't know if it's adrenaline or what, but they're passing everything right on the top of the net right now. So Madison Lilly doing masterful contortions to try and still set the ball and stay out of the net, something that she's as good at as anybody.
Allie Dion will serve it for the second time tonight. Just clears the tape. Nice serve. Edmond. Dion couldn't handle it. Leah Edmond with kill number 4 on 6 swings. No errors. Wildcats by 6. Meyer to serve it. Edmond again. They set Malloy. Dig by Meyer. Stumler rolls it over. Stumler just can't catch up. So the big swing by Annie Werheim pays off. And Southeast Missouri now makes it a 5-point game.
Werheim gets her first kill out of the right side, hitting the ball deep into the court past Tharp.
Senior from Woodlawn, Illinois. Miles Smith serving. Nice pass by Curry. And that set up the kill for Leah Edmond. So a timeout on the floor. The Wildcats off to a good start. Once again, they lead it by 6 here on their home floor. Kentucky 15, SEMO 9. We're back in a minute here on ESPN. Gabriel, Kathy DeBoer, Kentucky out early here in set number 1 in Lexington. The winner of this one gets the Michigan Wolverines tomorrow night. Madison Lilly serving for the Wildcats. Off the hands of the Wildcats, they go immediately to the Red Hawks, to Lainey Malloy, and why not?
Lainey Malloy has been their go-to all year long. She came to this program from the University of Chicago, or University of Illinois, Chicago, and been a major contributor.
Leah Edmond now from the right side. And a mishit off the hands of Malloy. Easy point for the Wildcats. SEMO 23-10 on the year, 12-4 OVC. Knocked off Morehead State, which is the number 4 seed in the championship. Morehead upset the number 1 seed, Jacksonville State. Defense for the Wildcats, Kendall Paris and Caitlin Cooper getting it done on the right side.
Started with the serve, a predictable attack, and the SEMO offense does not include a lot of balls to the middle, and so it means it puts a lot of pressure on Kuhlman and Malloy.
Lilly sets Cooper and rejected by Burns of SEMO one-on-one, as she won that battle.
Absolutely, Burns gets her hands over quick and just takes away any angles Cooper might have. Now, Cooper turns that ball back on the setter, and she's got to play.
Burns 6'3" from Rockford, Illinois, and Wildcats a little sloppy, and they get called for the violation, and you saw the antenna come alive on the other side of the court. Craig Skinner wants an explanation. I saw the antenna start to move. That means something, right?
I think Coop actually, yeah, this is an interesting conversation because I think Coop actually used the net to keep her balance, banged into it.
Yeah.
So most of the time when you touch it, that's
somehow the Wildcats keep that alive.
4. You can only get 3.
Somehow meant 4. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just pinball.
So make it 17-13. Stumler. And again, the defense is there for SEMO. Burns and Claire Oakes getting it done.
And Kentucky just struggling passing in this particular rotation here. They just had very predictable attack with their best blocker in the front.
Stumler finesse, and it works as SEMO kept going right at Leah Edmond, but that time she handled serve well.
And that's a way to take the other team's best player out, is to serve her enough where Craig Skinner makes the choice that he needs somebody different on serve receive.
Rejected by Meyer and Stumler. Wildcats now by 5. Timeout called by SEMO. Southeast Missouri needs to talk about it. It was actually Stumler by herself on that.
Block solo on the outside.
Yep.
So, yeah, both teams here. Just, this is the point in the match. The first set is where your team listens to the game plan and actually tries to follow it, which is a lot of times where you see in first sets that hitting percentages aren't very high. Kentucky hitting just 222 and SEMO hitting 065 in both of those because the defenses are real keyed into what people like to do on their first few rotations.
Wildcats with the early lead on Southeast Missouri, which, as we said, as the number 2 seed, won the OVC championship by sweeping Morehead State. First teamers on the All-OVC squad, Maggie Adams, Lainey Malloy, a couple of second teamers, Oakes and Miles Smith. And as you can see, this is a team that has thrived all year on service aces, Kathy. That's a remarkable number. Good for 6th in Division I volleyball.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this is a team that's gonna come after you, and we've seen that a couple of rotations here that Kentucky is in and stuff where they're they're picking apart Tharp on one of the rotations. They're picking at Leah Edmond on another rotation, trying to serve players high on the body, take them out of their rhythm, cause bad passes.
And keep in mind that Southeast Missouri is ranked 20th in the NCAA coming in, 299 total blocks. That's obviously best in the OVC, number 20 nationally. And
you serve it tough. Yeah, you serve it tough, you get a good chance to block because you get predictable offense from the other team.
Gabby Curry along with the serve. Makes it a 4-point game. Barnes to serve it. Well, the Wildcats survived that point long enough to get it back where they wanted it.
Again, Madison Lilly just making something out of nothing. Again, ball right on top of the net. Jump setting these balls and stuff, pulling them back off the net and giving the hitter the swing.
Something she has specialized at doing all year. Tharp serving. Malloy pushes it over right into the middle. That's a winner down the left side by Kuhlman, and we'll give Bilesmith credit for keeping that one alive.
And then we've seen that shot a couple of times now where they see the defense has released and no one's going to play somebody that deep on that kind of a line shot. So nice shot there by Simo.
Perfect play by the Wildcats. It started with a pass from Tharp. Did a nice job receiving the serve.
They can get the ball to Stumler quick here. You see this hole in that Simo block as Adams couldn't close.
11 assists now for Madison Lilly. And somehow Annie Werheim finds the corner.
Nice
Excellent
going
shot.
Behind the hit, going behind the setter. Again, right side player going behind the setter, deep into the court.
Werheim, a senior for this team. Good mix of youth and experience for Simo. Back row Stumler. Dig by Dion. Dig by Curry. New ball for Simo. There's Malloy. Through the defense of the Wildcats. Lainey Malloy picks up another kill, her fourth.
Keeping the ball in play, making Kentucky play, stressing it by hitting it deep, using the hands. Good play by the Simo offense here, just being persistent.
Boy, Lilly again rescued.
And it's just Madison Lilly again. We call it bettering the ball, getting something that's not very good and moving it into something that's a kill.
You're seeing why she is the premier setter in the SEC. Boy, Thorpe saw that coming. She could see that everything was off kilter for the Wildcats. Tried to get in there and save it, but it's a point for the Simo team, and now a 3-point game again. Malloy has to send it over. Back row Stumler. That's a winner.
That's a good time to be setting that back row attack. So a nice decision there by Madison Lilly. You can see Paris is going away. You have to stay out on the outside on Edmond. Put Stumler into a one-on-one with both corners open, and she takes advantage.
Lilly's serving. And on the service error, Southeast Missouri pulls it within 3. Wildcats have led by as many as 6, but here late has not been able to put much distance between themselves and the Red Hawks. Good pass from Curry. Kendall Paris puts it down.
Curry made that happen. Now Kendall Paris can go into the gap. Madison Lilly, guess what? Delivers a perfect set. Not
and
again.
It is set point. Wildcat fans on their feet. Malloy rejected by Cooper and Paris, and the Wildcats take set number 1 here in the NCAA tournament. 25-20 Kentucky. Wildcats take a 1-0 lead, and we're back in just a minute as you get a look at some of the enthusiastic fans here at Memorial Coliseum. They like what they see. Back in a minute on ESPN. Southeast Missouri nothing after the 25-20 victory in set number 1. Dick Gabriel, Kathy DeBoer, and the Wildcats. A lot of big plays in that first set, Kathy, but so many of them triggered by Madison Lilly.
Yeah, where the pass is really putting most setters in a lot of trouble here. Madison Lilly able to still deliver something, take it away from a middle blocker, save it tight to the net, go misdirection, running one way and heading in the other direction.
Well, we talked about how adroitly Simo can serve the ball. It's been a challenge for the Wildcats, but somehow Lilly digs them out.
But Lilly is just saving them here. They're not passing very well or very accurately, but she's bettering everything that comes to her and making something out of it. So that's why she's first team All-SEC, and as you said, the best setter in the Southeastern Conference.
And fully appreciated by her teammates, obviously.
And lots of stars of the SEC in that shot there with Lilly and Curry and Edmond.
Wildcats hitting 297 in set number 1. There you get a good look at the All-Stars for the Wildcats. And virtually every facet of the game, the Wildcats have an All-Star performer, including Stumbler, National Player of the Week during one of the weeks back in October. And there's Stumbler serving it to begin set number 2. Play a little bit ragged to begin, but the point goes to Simo.
Claire Oakes just a little bit more aggressive there than Leah Edmond. There's not many times we're going to be saying that.
Maggie Adams sent it back. Back row Stumbler got the tape. All the way for Simo. They run it down. 3 ball. Meyer, here's another free ball, but the dig by Malloy. Through the Simo defense. Another big play by number 3.
Curry and Lilly love that play.
What's not to love?
They practice it every day.
The grad transfer Meyer serving it. Stumbler can't set him back. Another point for Southeast Missouri. Redhawks lead at 2-1. Simo struggling in that first set, hitting just 128, 12 kills, 7 errors. Edmond got a chance to really crank that right arm, didn't she?
And just, just like say, bust your hands off the net. If you're gonna block her, attempt to block her, you've got to be set and you've got to be strong, or she's just gonna blow your hands off the net.
SEC Player of the Week for 4 consecutive weeks. Well, there's the quick shot by Annie Rohrheim. She puts it down. That's her 3rd kill. 6 swings, just 1 error.
Julie Yankas says, we finally found the place that she's really going to thrive. She's much better on the right than she is on the left. She had to play left for us for a few years. We have her now in a place where she can really shine.
Lyle Smith with the service error. That's her 47th of the year. Edmond serving. A little bit of a jump serve. There's the overpass and an easy kill by Caitlin Cooper. Now Edmond, earlier in her career, had more of that European-looking serve. She's kind of backed off that.
Well, she's not serving that big high jump spin serve, which really is high error and very fatiguing over the course of a match. And Craig Skinner's convinced her to go more with a jump float, which can be maybe not quite as effective, but you're not so error prone.
A touch by Simo, a kill by Stumler, and the set from Gabby Curry. You saw Lily with the pass that triggered the play, so somebody had to step in and get the assist. Bottom falls out of that one. An easy swing for Stumler, but the dig. There's the kill. That was a little premature.
Well, you know, she shut the door pretty good the second time she got a chance here with a really nice blocking move here, turning that ball back in on Wareheim.
Edmond on a serving run. Both teams out of system a little bit, but there's Edmond trying to clean things up. And Malloy drops it into the corner.
Malloy just going with the second ball over, catching Kentucky, just not quite ready here. Saying, wait a minute, you're supposed to touch it 3 times on your side.
Yep. Career high 385 kills this year. Laney Malloy. That's why, boy, Stumler got a running start at that one, but tried to cut it down the line. Wildcats with a 1-point lead. Baguetto serving. A winner by Kendall Paris. Wildcats getting some good production off the junior middle blocker. 151 kills this year. She hit .334 for the Wildcats.
As a middle, you got to be hitting over 300 if you want to get sets. Over 400's even better.
Terrific play by Laney Malloy. Lots of defense in front of her, but somehow cuts it down into the left corner.
Yeah, Laney, just a great shot here. Just chips the ball over Madison Lily's head. And they obviously have seen that the Kentucky right side digger is going to release because they're wearing out the right side corner.
What an effort by Bilesmith. Lily sets Cooper, and another easy kill by Stumler. So credit Baguetto, she did what she could.
She just got her face enough out of the way that I think she dug it with her cheek. It does still count as a dig, and your nose isn't broken. So great
small victory.
Dig. Yeah, great dig on the other side.
5 kills now by Stumler. Oh, you're not going to see that very often.
It's like, wait, I'm on the ground. Could you give it to somebody else?
So it's a 1-point game again. Burns serving, way along. You heard Edmond yelling out. And a service error by the Redhawks. Wildcats won set number 1, 25-20. Kentucky on a run this year. Looked like it might run the table again in the SEC. Bilesmith, what a dig. Overpass, but it was pretty. And Stumler finishes again.
That was the most rhythmic back row swing that we've seen from Allie Stumler. A lot of times this match she's been coming in, so Leah Edmond gets it started here. And then again, Madison Lily setting the Bic to Allie Stumler, and she just drills it into the corner.
Edmond, that's a tough luck swing right there.
Just got a little bit too eager. Just needed to be 3 inches lower, and she was bouncing that ball. She knew she could bounce it. Instead, the tape took it.
2-point game again. Edmond with a finesse, and now a chance for Simo. Back row Malloy. Curry with a dig. That's Lily running it down. Stumler has to roll it. Smith again doing yeoman's work. Stumler can't keep it in bounds, and boy, a huge swing.
Tara
Michaela
Bilesmith.
Kuhlman.
Yeah, I'm telling you though, Tara Bilesmith is just keeping him in this here. I mean, 3 digs she needed in this match to take over the single season record at SEMO, and I think she's got a whole lot more than 3 at this point.
Well, house cleaning here.
Already has
Memorial
5
Coliseum. Yep.
this set.
Bilesmith with 18 digs in the OVC championship match. Second team all conference. Another service error. But now Meyer will drop back to serve for the Wildcats. An all ACC performer at Duke. Nicely done by Maggie Adams to reject Leah Edmond. Now the Red Hawks on the attack. That's long.
Lots of transition action there by the Kentucky team. Getting Kendall Paris behind the setter, then getting her back to the middle of the block. Getting the break from SEMO, hitting it out of bounds.
Again, Annie Werheim.
Werheim doing what Julie Yankas says she does very, very well, which is just hit the ball high and deep into the court. So she says she doesn't hit it that hard, but she just hits it high and hits it deep.
Good pass by Tharp. Edmond puts it down.
And that was an Edmond not hitting it that hard, just hitting it quick to the floor.
Well, it counts the same as a rocket shot.
Taking a little bit off of it, dropping it in front of Bilesmith, which I would do too. Don't hit it at her, she'll just dig you.
Yep. Through the defense, and again, Leah Edmond. That's kill number 9. With 1 error, 19 swings, 421 average. That'll work. Wildcats can't keep it in bounds. That's a winner by Lainey Malloy.
Too much movement in the block on the Kentucky side. If the block's moving, just hit it hard at them. Most of the time, you will kill the ball. And they're not setting on the move on that play.
Edmond slicing through the defense. 15-11 Wildcats. Timeout on the floor. We're back in a minute. ESPN 3. Dick Gabriel, Kathy DeBoer, Memorial Coliseum in Lexington, where Kentucky, with a 1-0 lead already, trying to put some distance between itself and a stubborn Southeast Missouri team. Leah Edmond, the All-America candidate, serving for the Wildcats. There's Lainey Malloy. And somehow keep it alive. And Simo keeps rejecting. Malloy again. Back row Edmond. No one's gotten a really good swing yet. Let's see if Malloy gets one here. Now she rolls it. There's Stumler with a big swing, but Simo's there. Longest rally of the night. Off the hands of the Red Hawks. Trying to haul it in with Zoe Beasley. But it's finally a point for the Wildcats. Look at the pancake.
Gabby Curry getting to that ball, but Kendall Paris finally cleaning it up. She had to be gassed by that time in the set too, because they're in the point.
Smith again gives up her body. And it gets over the net. That's wide, but boy, I tell you what, Beasley, who just checked in, has found herself in the middle of the action.
And Julie Yankas just cheering her team on. She can't get any more effort out of this club than she's getting right now. And they got a wet spot on the floor, so
so many players hurling themselves at the volleyball.
Yeah, can get a chance to breathe too. Rallies like this are just very, very taxing, particularly for your front row and for your setter.
And it's like any sport too. When you're going at it, it sounds silly, but sometimes you forget to breathe.
Right.
And then you can't understand why you're gassed. Maybe Leah Edmond was gassed there. Service error by the Wildcats, number 4.
Both teams trying to keep that serve low and tight to the tape. Hit it as hard as you can to keep it in bounds.
Baguetto's serving. One-on-one action, and Burns rejecting Kendall Paris, so they'll try it again. Quick attack by Madison Lilly.
And that's really a sneak attack because Madison Lilly's in the back row. And so if she would jump and set that ball over the net, it would be a back row attacker, but because she's still on the floor, judged to be below the height of the net, she can set it over.
Edmond from the back row, Smith once again. Leah Edmond tries to give up her body, but it was a nice play by Krista Burns to send it to that far corner.
Krista Burns just knowing again where that Kentucky defense is, and as the play goes on, what happens to defensive players is they creep farther and farther and farther up in the court. So the longer a rally goes, the more likely the deep corners are going to be open.
Caitlin Cooper, that's long. Well, it's long here. But they rule it in.
See if Julie Yankas challenges this.
Yep.
She was sitting right on that line. She's not challenging it, so.
Did it look long to you?
No, I wasn't.
Did you?
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yep.
Right on the line.
You're right.
Compromise.
Yep. Lilly trying to rescue, and the joust goes to Kentucky. And Lilly just getting it done any which way.
Yeah, I mean, just a fighter. I mean, you know, Craig Skinner just calls her one of the stealthest competitors that he's ever coached, and that she's not overly aggressive or in your face, but he said she just wants to win all the time, every time.
Well, you can see she's doing whatever it takes. Whether it's receiving, serve, and passing, or obviously setting, or she loves to kill the ball, as you said.
Right. Just
and she's also vocal in the huddle, they tell us. And there was at least one, maybe 2 matches this year where she spoke up in lieu of Leah Edmond and said, look, this has got to stop. We got to turn this around.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think in the match that that I remember that specifically was the A&M match, where
Yes.
Kentucky did not play well and actually got beat at the parts of their game that they do as well as any, which was serving and passing, and A&M just punched them in the mouth. And Madison Lilly in the huddle in the third and fourth set was as animated as I've ever seen her. They'd ended up losing that match,
Yeah.
but I think there was some real leadership there shown here that, hey, we're not losing this.
No, she wasn't having it. And really from that point on, this Kentucky team
They haven't lost a match.
Right.
That was their last loss.
reset itself, righted itself.
Went to Florida, won at Florida, beat
Amazing.
Missouri at home.
Yeah.
Took care of the business they needed to take care of.
In fact, after that A&M loss, 4 consecutive sweeps. And then down 0-2 at Florida, came back and won 3 straight. Baguetto made a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. And she knew it as soon as she touched it. You know, she who hesitates is aced. Is that how it goes?
Is that on a throw pillow somewhere? Or a sweatshirt? Wildcats 4 points away from a 2-0 lead. She got a piece of the tape. That stays in bounds. The Kentucky defense, and look who. Madison Lilly.
Madison Lilly getting it done in the blocking area. So just really kind of taking over all areas of this match there. That ball going off Kuhlman before it hit the floor.
So timeout on the floor with a 9-point Kentucky lead. This one was back and forth early. Wildcats have slowly pulled away. For a while there, they would try to extend that 2 or 3 point lead, and SEMO just kept battling back.
You see both benches here with the coaches taking some time to talk to each other. A lot of times timeouts are called when coaches are irritated, angry about something, and the worst thing to do is to immediately confront your team with what you're mad about that happened before you called the timeout. But it's a real common habit. And so to discipline themselves, coaches meet with their assistants first. The assistant's job is to talk the head coach off the ledge, decide what you're going to tell your team, what's going to be the next thing that we need to do to look at the next play, not what did we just do wrong the last 3. So it's little acts of emotional intelligence here that coaches get into to save ourselves from ourselves.
And if you read the body language and the expression on Julie Yanka's face, trying to be positive, trying to teach her team, which has played well so far tonight, but just hasn't been able to put away enough points against the number 11 team in the country.
Lonnie Cruan, assistant, first season from Campbell, doing her job.
Thorpe again, just a floater. Heads up play by Beasley. Kind of turned the tables on that floating serve.
Absolutely, put it up right on top of the net.
Nice pass.
Leah Meyer losing track of the fact that Oaks is front row.
Actually, I think that was Oaks who put it down. Stumbler. Edmond from the back row off the hands of Burns. Wildcats 2 points away.
Some of the showing a lot of offensive flexibility right now.
Some of the Redhawks kind of chuckling at how that ball just ricocheted off their teammate. What a serve
from Allie Stumler.
What a serve.
Stumler is the only Kentucky player who's at 1-1 with aces and errors on the season. So across the whole season, Ace
leads the team in service aces. Back row Malloy. That's a point for SEMO.
And Gabby Curry turned to Craig Skinner and said, challenge that, challenge that. Craig Skinner's like, I think we'll just play the next point. We got 9 set points here. Let's not use it. We may not need it. But she turned to him and said, "Challenge that."
Claire Oakes. Stumler. Stumler again. Right down the middle for the Wildcats, and Kentucky takes set number 2 by a final of 25-15, and Kentucky jumps out to a 2-0 lead. The Wildcats defending their home court. A slight break in the action. We're back in a minute here on ESPN. Team and a great crowd on hand. Dick Gabriel, Kathy DeBoer. Glad to have you along. First round action of the NCAA tournament, and the Wildcats, as expected, led by the All-American Leanne.
Yeah, 11 kills, just 1 error, and she's just able to kind of play blast ball today and stuff where she's just knocking blockers off the net, front row, back row attacking, lots of different shots.
Simo serving at Leah Edmonds. She handled that as well. This is senior night, and you see in the frame on the left, her parents, including Corey Edmond, as I mentioned, the strength and conditioning staff for the football Wildcats. And he actually got a police escort from the football game. They were playing Louisville, but he wanted to come over, be a part of the senior day activities. And there he was back at the football game. That's when he heard that the Wildcats had won and that his daughter, once again, was the SEC Player of the Year. She's kind of
one of the best that we'll ever see here at Kentucky. She's now 200 kills ahead of Molly Dreisbach, who played here in the 90s. Has broken records for the rally point era 25-point sets, 30-point sets, whatever point sets you want to say. She has broken all of the records in the history of Kentucky volleyball for an outside hitter, and we'll be doing things that won't be replicated again in a long time.
So there you see why the Wildcats get it done on offense and defense. Gabby Curry, as I mentioned, 2nd straight season. She's the libero of the year, and look at that, almost 4.5 digs per set, 2nd in the league. And Kentucky just finds a way to get it done.
And Kentucky kind of libero you, we have talked about, you know, as the last 6 years in a row, the libero of the SEC has come from this Kentucky Wildcat team. So Craig Skinner, very good at recruiting it, very good at training it.
Talked about the Michigan choreography. And match number 1 as Edmonds starts things off with a bang. And you saw the Kentucky team, the reserves on the sideline know how to choreograph a dance number, but Edmond, just a power game right now.
Kentucky using the back row attack extensively tonight with both Edmond and Stumler hitting the bick out of the back row, the quick attack out of the back row very effectively.
Wildcats just couldn't quite get there. Lily trying to sell the notion of the pancake, but didn't work, and Maggie Adams gets the kill and ties set number 3. Adams her 3rd kill.
Craig
By the
wants
way,
to see it again. Leah, so obviously what I'm seeing here is Skinner listens to Lily. He doesn't listen to his libero here. She wanted that challenge on set point in the last. But Madison Lily says, hey, I got this.
she got a piece of it. Did she get enough of it?
So, okay, I guess we know who his favorite is. But, yeah, so the Kentucky bench now entertaining here, doing what a lot of benches have started to do, which is a bit of a dance-off here. They will entertain the crowd during the breaks in the action.
And they're doing it in sync with the Kentucky band at the other end of the floor. So they're facing each other. The two groups are facing each other. The band at the left end of the court. There they are. And the reserves at the right end.
Absolutely.
And mind you,
choreographed entertainment for the crowd.
They've got to be ready to go in at any moment. And the SEMO kids are jumping in.
Well, and sometimes you'll see the two benches get into a dance-off with each other. Let's see if we can see there. That looks like Madison Lilly definitely got to that ball before it got to the floor. The question is, did she get it and then it hit the floor? But she's pretty certain she got it.
By the way, in those photos from senior day of Leah Edmond, the tall young man standing behind her, not her dad, but the really tall guy behind her, you may have recognized Nick Richards from the basket. There he is, boyfriend, girlfriend for a couple years now. And she's not afraid to tweet messages to him about whether he played well or didn't play so well. And you know what? When your girlfriend is an All-American and the best player in the SEC, you have to listen. You have to take that.
Then you just say, yes, ma'am. I think this has the makings of a good long-term relationship if he's figured it out. Yeah.
It just might. Well, and, you know, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but Nick Richards right now is playing his best basketball for the Wildcats. This one's taken a while, so I think they've gone to an alternate dance.
Yeah, they've gone into the second.
And it does not hold up. It is, or actually it does hold up, the original call.
The original call stands, so they didn't have incontrovertible evidence to overturn it. And Kentucky's first challenge of this match is not upheld.
Allie Dion will serve it again. That's Edmond. That's wide.
It's a long break for both teams and stuff, and that's the only downside of the challenge. It does allow officials and coaches to get the call right, but when you take a 2.5 minute break in the middle of a set, it can throw you right out of your rhythm.
Free ball for SEMO. And Adams, I don't know that she meant to do that. That sheepish grin on her face.
Yeah, I think
might
she had
have
to
been
switch.
a giveaway.
I think she had to switch hands when she was up there, and it's like, wait, I can't hit with this other one.
And kill's a kill.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay.
That's her fourth, and a 2-point lead for SEMO. Off the hands of Dion. Leah Edmond with yet another kill. Number 13 on the night.
Kentucky just really attacking their way out of pretty average passing tonight. Throwing it up high to Edmond and Stumler particularly, and they're able to score on the SEMO defense.
Adams pushes through the defense for another kill. Maggie Adams. At one point, actually two-time Defensive Player of the Week in the OVC.
And known for her blocking. They don't set her a lot of balls, but she's saying, hey, I'm here if you need me.
Second in the league in overall blocks. So Edmond got it where she wanted it. Edmond got it.
Nice ball by Curry. Curry just calling off Madison Lilly there on a ball that was not passed well. And keeping it off the net, letting Edmond attack the deep corner.
They set Edmond again. Smith can't haul it in. That's one of the few times that it ate up Smith. She's had a heck of a night digging the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Just about took off Smith's arm, actually, is what it looked like it did. I mean, she took the miles per hour up a little bit on that swing.
Tied up at 4 here in set number 3. Wildcats looking for a sweep. Sharp in the first 2 sets. Dig by Stumler. Smith, there's another dig, but an overpass. Well, Paris tries to finesse. the kill right there in the middle.
Paris makes a good decision there and stuff. Instead of trying to swing at it, just flush it.
Like Claire Oakes doing what she could to keep it alive. I think I called Claire Beasley earlier. My apologies. Nothing against Miss Beasley. Paris and Cooper on that right side, closing things out. Cats by 2.
Lanny Malloy.
.40 run for the Wildcats. Where again, Bilesmith returning, but a little too far. Digging it out, I should say.
Actually, Bilesmith was committed to UK at one point. Was headed in the direction of the Wildcats, and things changed for her and for Kentucky, and she decided on SEMO. But she's got something to prove tonight here, and I think she's proved it, that she's plenty capable as a libero.
And the ace by the Wildcats, Madison Lilly, caps a 6-0 row scoring run, that is. Dick Gabriel, Kathy DeBoer, Kentucky up 2-0. And now leading 8-4 after trailing 4-2 here in set number 3. Madison Lilly serving. They go at Bilesmith. And set to Malloy, but she's long. They want to touch, and they got it. So out of the timeout immediately, SEMO comes up with a much-needed point. And Baguetto drops back to serve. Emily Baguetto, the senior from Joliet, Illinois. Home of the Blues Brothers. Sure she hears that a lot. And Kendall Paris puts it down for the Wildcats.
Middles have been pretty quiet here since set number 1. They started off with some good production, but Kendall Paris
up to 6 kills.
Picking up her 6th.
Yep. Excellent move.
Kendall Paris turned right around and slapped her own hand, saying, "That's my bad. That's a front row setter, and I am supposed to be tracking her."
So Oakes gets the kill, her 3rd of the night.
See Paris just standing there. It's just a mental mistake.
Laney Malloy to serve it. Dumler altered her approach, but couldn't put it down, and Malloy does.
Nice back row attack from Malloy. We haven't seen SEMO use the backcourt that much, but Lanny Malloy showing her flexibility here. I can hurt you from the service line, and I can hurt you from the back row attack.
They go right at Edmond again, and once again she couldn't handle it. The ace by Laney Malloy led the OVC, as you mentioned earlier, in service aces, with 45 coming into the tournament. That's her 2nd of the night.
Skinner goes with Kylie Smaltz.
And it pays off. They went right at Smaltz, and she handled it.
She handled it, absolutely, but it takes away now the offensive option that's been so lethal for Kentucky, which is the back row attack.
Leah Edmond gets a breather for the Wildcats. Malloy from the back row. There's Curry and Stumler. Lilly just can't dig it the right way.
There Oakes is a setter saying, "Hey, I can generate some offense too."
So the kill by Claire Oakes makes it 10-9 Wildcats. 4th kill for Claire Oakes. But Burns with a service error. Mr. Burns, 6th in the OVC this year and with 105 total blocks. Has a couple of blocks tonight. Thorpe to serve it. Likes that knuckleball. Maggie Adams, that's just a little long, but well, you could see she was aiming for that right corner.
Absolutely, and you could see Kylie Schmaltz was like saying, I'm in trouble, I'm in trouble, I'm in trouble. I'm supposed to be guarding the back line here.
Please go out, please go out.
Please go out, please go out.
3-point Wildcat lead. Schmaltz keeps it alive. Stumbler. Free ball for the Wildcats. Good pass by Schmaltz.
Great save by Brown Smith.
But Stumbler takes advantage of the Redhawks being a little discombobulated. Finds an open spot. Allie Stumbler now. 11 kills. 38 swings tonight. She's a high volume attacker. Curry ready for the quick attack. Stumbler again hits it where they ain't.
Nice move by Stumbler, just chipping it over the smaller blocker there. Claire Oakes 5'10", and Allie Stumbler 6'1", and elevated.
Up to a dozen kills tonight, along with 6 digs for Stumbler. That's long on the service error by Tharp, but a good run on the Wildcat defensive specialist. Kentucky up again by 4. Trying to close this one out in 3. Trying to get a good look at Claire Oakes, sophomore center from Chesterfield, Missouri. Well, a quick set to Leah Meyer, and she knew what to do with it.
We haven't seen that from Leah Meyer much. We usually see her go behind the setter, but she likes the 1-foot takeoff. And here she hits a 1-foot takeoff in front of the setter and perfectly timed, and just turns it back and just about takes off Claire Oakes' head.
Meyer there for the defense with Lilly, but they couldn't keep it in bounds, and the point goes to Simo.
Kuhlman picking up her 6th kill of the night on 15 swings.
And there's Dion dropping back to serve it again. One of their best servers. Edmond is back in, and welcome back. 13, they say.
Yeah.
Kendall Parrish checks in. Maddie Brezowitz checks in. She's a freshman. Seeing action for the first time tonight. Burlington, Wisconsin. She'll serve it. Malloy. Stumbler into the donut to keep it alive. And a violation of Maggie Adams.
Saying that she didn't tip it, she tossed it.
Yep.
So
she shot a look at the official, almost as if to say, oh, you saw that.
Oh.
Wildcats pulling away now by 6. A little too much adrenaline for Brezowitz.
Got under that one.
And she'll check out.
Is now not only the serving specialist, but also the backup setter, because Scheitzak has a broken finger, and so she's out for the rest of the season. Yep. So Brezowitz would be the backup setter if we needed one, if Kentucky needed one.
Boy, Edmond tried to keep it alive, but a big swing by Annie Werheim. We haven't heard much from her lately. She was very active.
Very active early.
Yeah,
absolutely. But maybe they'll find her again. Again, the high-hitting, deep court hitting redshirt senior.
5th kill for Werheim. Overpass, and there's Werheim again. And Lilly comes back and realizes she's out of position. Malloy. Curry with a dig. That's Edmond. Great defense by the Redhawks.
Werheim that time closed the door. We talked so much about how Leah Edmond was just blowing the blockers off the net. And at that point in time,
Great play by Lily. Actually, 2 great plays.
In a row, keeping the ball alive.
Yep.
And Wareheim saying, not today, to Leah Edmond.
Quick set to Paris, but it didn't quite take effect. Edmond with a free swing.
Edmond just gets off the ground. I mean, she's 6'2" to begin with, but just gets off the ground quickly. And so before anybody else has a chance to react, Edmond puts it away.
Just so competitive that her goal was to be an All-American. Check that box. Kendall Paris coming alive, as you said, not much from the middles early, but Paris now giving the Wildcats a 5-point lead and a timeout for Southeast Missouri. It's getting late for the Redhawks.
Yeah, and you know, this Red Hawk team really finished 6th in the OVC last year, and Julie Yankus was talking about what changed, and she said every single one of the players came back after the season and said, we did not deal with adversity. We need to get better at dealing with adversity. She had a lot of kids coming back, and so all spring they worked on drills that were almost impossible, that were designed to frustrate them immensely in practice.
No kidding.
And she said it worked. They had one drill that they did for a month before they finished it. And then they had to come back the next day and try it again, and it was all designed to put them in really uncomfortable situations and have them get through it together and with her, and how are we going to do this, and how can we be this bad, and all those things, and that was really what turned this season into a successful season for them.
Picked 6 in the preseason, but 2nd seeded in the tournament. Now there's Allie Stumler. I was talking to her earlier this week, and I said, you remember when you were a senior in high school, this Kentucky team hosted a regional, but almost lost in the very first match to Western Kentucky, down 0-2, came back and won 3-2 before going to the Elite Eight. I said, have you heard about that from the veterans? She said, oh yeah, we've heard all about being ready for the very first match, and I think you'll agree they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think they prepared today and not taking anybody for granted.
Not over yet. Nice dig by Lily. Cooper has to send it over. Curry again. Free ball for Simo. And again, the quick set to Burns, and this time the Redhawks put it down. Back to 4 points. You know, just like the Michigan-Northern Kentucky game, the Norse came in here, they were not intimidated, and neither is Simo.
No, right. Just feel like they can play here, they belong here. And some of it is just, you know, both. We've seen it here as setting and libero. You know, when you have a libero that is just tough and sticks their nose in, gives their body up, just going to go after everything.
Yep.
You know, that's an emotional lift for your team. You can't not work that hard then.
Well, Ashton Terrell did that tonight for NKU. Just too much Michigan.
There's no rhythm right now between Paris and Madison Lilly.
Dig by Stumler. She'll get it off the back row. Baguetto there. Malloy. Off the hands of the Kentucky defenders.
Just waiting out these Kentucky defenders until, again, block moving instead of set.
And it's the Redhawks on a 3-0 scoring run, down just 2 now. But a service error, never a good time, but that's not a great time right there this late in the match. 6 of the night. Actually, both teams with 6. Evan to serve. Malloy. That time the defense closes out. Caitlin Cooper.
And the defensive block was in position. Now they can turn the ball, turn it back into the court.
Edmond again. Nicely done by Malloy. She rolls it into the donut.
Malloy
Edmond a little late.
Why she was first team all OVC here with 11 kills tonight. It's given us a good look at a variety of different shots that she's tempo changes and also directional changes.
She's 4th all time in the SEMO record books in attack attempts. Stumbler. Again. And Kathy DeBoer makes a nice grab. See, you should get to keep that ball like baseball. I firmly believe that. Don't you think that would help the sport a little bit? If a lucky fan or broadcaster gets hold of one. So Caitlin Cooper just goes as high as she has to.
And has been quiet for a lot of the night, but picking up her 5th kill there.
3 points away from a sweep are the Wildcats and advancing to the next round of the NCAA tournament. Gabby Curry. The ace. Libero of the year.
Kentucky's good server, so you know we've talked so much about Stumbler serving. Lily is also an excellent server. Curry is an excellent server, so 3 of the players that are on this all-SEC team are there not only...
How about back-to-back aces?
Back-to-back aces, not only there for their defense and setting and attacking, but their serving ability.
25 service aces on the year now for Gabby Curry, and it is match point for the Wildcats. Defense does it for the Wildcats, and Kentucky takes down Southeast Missouri by a final of 25-19. And the Cats with a sweep of the OVC champions. Kentucky 3, Southeast Missouri nothing.
Quick turnaround for this team and also the Michigan team, as they will see each other tomorrow night. So no days in between, no days off here. Immediate preparation for the next battle.
Similarities between the two teams, but differences as well.
Yeah, I mean, both, you know, neither one of them are going to have the advantage tomorrow in size. Both of them are going to be now in a situation where they're against an equally sized team. Michigan certainly showed tonight that they have a middle attack that's very formidable. Kentucky showed that they have an outside attack that's very formidable, and Stumbler and Leah Edmond. So it should be a real interesting battle tomorrow evening.
And if the seed holds up, the winner tomorrow night will head for Seattle, take on the Washington Huskies. But a lot of volleyball to be played throughout this bracket. We'll see if that's what happens. But tonight, despite a tough effort by Southeast